And they go, what the fuck is that? In my hair? Yeah. So, damn. So, there's something my intuition has actually been telling me to do. And I ain't gonna hold you. In my perception, it's a little wild, but so was getting my phone, and that was nothing, right? So it might just be perception. Now, the difference is, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. I don't care. That's where I'm at right now, right? And so, right? So I went to do it. I followed these steps of basically it just was like, just say this, right? That's going on or whatever. And yeah, man, just be honest, say this, that, and the other. And yeah, this resonates right now, so go ahead and do that. I'm like, all right, bro. So I write, it resonates and da-da-da-da. I'm like, cool. So I go to send it, even though I'm on some, like, I don't know. Even though it's like how I'm feeling, I'm like really triggered. I sit with the earth or whatever. And, I go to send it, and then my intuition is like, no, don't send it. I'm like, nigga, what the fuck was the point of this? What the fuck was the point of all this? And it was like one of these things where it's like, it almost seemingly like the universe wanted to see if I was actually going to do it. Right? And then I did more deeper like understanding of that. So basically, like I just Googled to just try and get better understanding of this, why this would happen. And it basically was showing like it was more about, how did it word that shit? It was more about something than taking that action. I don't know. It worded it so well that I understood exactly what it meant. I just scratched my leg and now my leg's bleeding. Right? It basically was saying like that the journey was more important than the destination kind of thing. Right? And it was like it expanded your threshold. I'm like, oh shit, it did do that. And I was coming to this type of realization, but I didn't have these words or like that like divine perfect labeling. Like I didn't have that. And I was just kind of like, why the fuck it do all this? Like this shit gas me up like I'm about to do that. And then it ain't do it. What the fuck? And then I realized I kept seeing certain signs, which that's what I went to earlier. I sat with it. And it showed me the root, and it showed me the throat chakra. And I basically just sat down and expressed a lot of the shit that I was feeling and needed to acknowledge and deal with. Now, this part, it made me think, I was like, oh shit, there was another sign that I kept seeing that I know is symbolic of this thing that is being asked of me to do. So I'm like, all right, it's time to sit with that. And so at first I was sitting with it, but then it just felt like just talk about it out loud. And I've never seen my fucking leg bleed like this. Right? So then, right, it's just like, just talk about it out loud kind of shit. And it feels very like water. It feels like sacral and water. But I don't understand what I'm supposed to... let me talk about this out loud. Okay. I see exactly what this is. So, there was a decision that I made when I first started to do music. And, wow, I see exactly what the universe has me doing. Nice. There's a decision I made when I first started to do music because I very much didn't feel like I could do it alone. I didn't feel confident enough. And in this time and in this moment, my gut was telling me not to do something, right? I was going to reach out to someone and say, like, let's do this music shit together so I didn't have to do it alone. Because I wasn't, like, confident in myself. I couldn't process the world, right? So I was like, I'm not doing this shit alone, right? So it was like, don't fucking do this shit, right? So I reach out to this person because I didn't understand at the time. I thought it was fear. Right? I thought it was fear, so I'm like, I'm not gonna let this control me anymore. Being afraid of everything, I'm just gonna do it. But it wasn't fear, it was my gut, and I know that now. And I basically started doing music with this person, and I'm not gonna hold you, this genuinely fucked up my like love for music because it was my time to explore and be curious and grow and like things. And being around this person that I wasn't supposed to be around, it really fucked up my journey with that shit. And it fucked up how like I viewed music and how I grew with music and how I resonated with music. And I only look at that as like, I can't even be mad at the person. They didn't do shit, right? The I can only blame myself because I was told not to do this. I was warned not to do this. And I mean, not just, oh, you was told this one time, this one thing, and then way later. No. In the moment, my intuition said, do not go be around this person. And I didn't listen because I didn't know any better. Now, I then spent the next 4 years, maybe, around this person, trying to do music. I was miserable because I wasn't in alignment. I was around people I shouldn't have been around. I was like, none of these people actually resonated with me. And I'll say that on one level, none of them was black, right? You could look at it like that, but then it goes deeper than that. None of them actually spiritually aligned with me. None of them. And because of that, this was one of the most miserable 4 years I had ever experienced in my life. Aside from high school. High school was miserable as it was. The 4 years after high school was miserable. And the problem with this was I was so like, oh, I'm positive. I'm such a positive person. I was finding the positivity in my own doom. And it was like mind altering, because it was like I kept finding, it's like finding the positivity in your abuser, right? Like, no, nigga, you need to leave, right? Like it's abuse because you're in a situation spiritually you're not supposed to be in. And when you're not in a when you're in a situation you're not supposed to be in spiritually, all it does is drain you, and you, every time you think you're doing something good, it just snatches that shit away, and it just, something stupid happens. That's just how that works, right? Like you can't do the things you're meant to do, or good shit really doesn't exist for long, right? In those situations. And now I'm speaking on this because one was brought to me, and because that's what I've been feeling. It's been feeling water, sacral chakra, or whatever sacral energy that I'm supposed to speak on. And I bring this up because if you get a gut feeling that says absolutely get away from the shit, just stay away from the shit. I don't care if it was somebody on the street offering you $1 million. If your gut say no, walk away. Walk away. You don't need to know why. You don't want to know why. Walk away. Just run away if you fucking have to. Right? So now with this sign, it was presented to me, this water energy. And I didn't realize that until I actually sat with the sign. It was like, oh shit. Now, because I experienced basically with music someone that they started getting it like before I did. Like they understood it, and it was going well for them. And it was like watching someone like who's like getting nice at some shit and you're not figuring the shit out. It's very hard on you mentally. But the biggest overall thing was because I was never supposed to be here. I was supposed to be in my own space and be able to take my time and pace myself and learn at the speed that I was supposed to learn at, and I didn't do that. And because of that time being so dramatic, I put so much energy and effort into something that was never destined to work. Right? I was putting so much energy and effort into like, I'm gonna overcome this, I'm gonna be just as good if not better, and da. And I had a whole bunch of other shit going on too. It wasn't just this, and I just was obsessed with it. I was obsessed with it, but it was other shit going on. And I was putting so much energy into it, and it was basically like God saying, this isn't gonna work. You need to leave and go do this over here, or just find a way to get away from this. You're wasting energy. You putting energy and effort into something that is not destined to work and is not resonated with you spiritually is gonna just end in something awful. That's how it was for me. It was trash. It was terrible. I fucking hated that shit, right? So I bring this up because I still was facing like the trauma of seeing the people or the person that I had this experience with. And it's because I sat in that so long that I had built up so much emotional like connection and enmeshment with that I continued to carry it around years after I left the shit, right? I can still see it now, and that's why I'm doing this, because I can feel that needs healing. I'm now in an environment where I can actually, like, it's not just letting go and da-da-da-da. You have to let go, fire. You have to let go and also, like, be somewhere where the shit can't reach you again. Right? So you have that time to mold into something that has outgrown this, and now it doesn't matter anymore. That's the step I kept stopping at. I would make these realizations, let go of all of this stuff, but because I wasn't in an environment where this stuff could no longer reach me, it just kept coming back. Or I wasn't able to fully let go or transcend whatever lesson I was supposed to learn from this, which is aka listen to your motherfucking intuition, especially your gut intuition, right? And I bring this up because it's that's what it's showing me right now, the water, and I still see that, right? I still see it because it's something that's needed healing. Now let me sit with this as I sit here and talk about this. All right, so it's in the gut. It's in the gut. It's the water. Is it just the gut? Wow, it's just the gut. It's just really, really deep. I know this was something that was really, really deep. It was very deep for me. Oh, God. And it was always more than just saying, I'm past this. This was in the past. And no, nigga. You have to find a way to actually clear that energy. And for me, it was get the fuck away from everybody. Go to this fucking... Go to the ocean. Go to the earth. Go to nature. And get these lists of things that you need to do and energy you need to sit with. So, now as I sit here with this, I gotta do, okay, let's look at it. Okay, oh shit. All right, let's look at it. Let me put this down. All right. Basically, as I looked at it, it was originally like the person that I was like felt like I was going up against, and then it changed to all the people that I was around at this time. Then it changed into like, remember how I said it was like the Grim Reapers, like something with a hood on and you can't actually see its face. It did that, but it was like tall as fuck. Like it was like towering over me and everything around. And it was really, really tall. Then it took its hood off, and guess who it was? It was fucking me. And it was me, and it was like holding its stomach, like that sacral energy. It was kind of like going like that, and then it was me who started like going into a ball and then crying. Then it turned into being really angry and very destructive, and it felt like it started going to attack these people, and then it kind of stopped there. And it's going into attacking them. That is how I felt at the time, so yeah. Alright, so basically this super powerful version of myself basically started to attack these people. At first, it just flamed. Like, you ever seen Charizard flamethrower? It flamethrowered the fuck out the first nigga. But then as it did that, I basically blazed that nigga away, and that turned into, like, my inner child. Like, the childhood version of me, I should say. Then I did the other thing, the same thing with the others, but they were basically incinerated. But it turned them also into the childhood version of myself. And then the childhood version of myself started, like joining in together into like one childhood version of myself. Very similar to like Naruto's like jujitsu thing. I don't know what it's called. Ninjutsu, I don't remember. And so, yeah. Then it turned into, it faced the person that I felt like I was going up against, and then it turned into a really giant, big, brawling version of the same childhood me, but just like big. And then the person turned into something really big, and then they just kept going back and forth to see who was going to be bigger. And then some part of me realized that this is a waste of time, and I walked away. And then that person turned into a mirror, and then the mirror shattered. And then, was that it? That person turned into a mirror, and then the mirror shattered. Okay, yeah. The shattered piece of that mirror then flew to my back and basically stabbed me in the back. But then turned into energy that turned into wings. Then it showed an alignment of my gut, my heart, my third eye. It showed me with wings, a halo, and like God eyes. And then I kind of just started flying away to a rainbow. Then I looked back down from where I flew away from, and then I laser beamed the ground, which first seemed like it was going to blow everything up and it'd be fire everywhere, but then everything started sprouting flowers. And then because it looked like a darkness kind of land, and then it was like light started to shine upon this place and area. All right, now it's showing me the girl I was talking about that I basically have been in love with since I was a kid. All right, let's see how this is gonna go. Oh, I see now. So it starts off. We were kissing. And then like very intimately, and then she gets like scared of me and runs. I never followed through on this. That's why it's showing me that. Then she comes back, jumps on top of me, and goes back to kissing me. Okay, that was terrifying. That was very terrifying. Can I even say that out loud? Fuck it. It didn't lead to us like having sex, but then like she started morphing into one of like the old friends. Which then morphed into my childhood version of myself running away, but then turning to like not stone, but like it made me think of like the Sodom and Gomorrah shit, where they turned into like I don't know if it was like pillar to salt, but it was kind of like stone that was kind of like turned into like not, but kind of like dust, like very loose and just fall. Then that turned into my childhood version of myself with wings, who's now holding the adult version or an older version of the girl that I've been in love with, holding her hand. She also has wings and we're flying away. And then I turned into the adult version of myself holding hands with her. And then she turned into the childhood version of herself and we're flying away. Then me and the adult version of her started having sex again. And then we're kind of just hugging and like reconciliating, or almost like, you know, when people hug because they understand each other now kind of thing, or you know, whatever happened to them has been cleared or understood. Then it went into some really cool stuff. Okay, then it showed me the nigga I was going up against, and then it showed like him about to, you know, do things with her, but then it like turned into her going into like not a ball of fire, but like an ocean, and then can't speak on the last part. Okay. So a big part of that is because it's like the sacral, it's a lot deeper. It's kind of like when you zodiac Scorpio energy. That's why it was like so much and all over the place and a lot. But it's like how I explained in the other video, all that stuff will start to mix. All the things you need to look at, the things that are for you, all of it will mix. And doing this kind of unmixes it. It just sometimes you might see some wild stuff, but that comes along with it. It's just showing you your energy and where it's at in the state of that. Oh my God. Alright, so now the nigga that I was going up against popped up again and has turned into my father. And I just see my childhood self getting yelled at about stupid shit. Oh, that's a twist of events. And then I did damage to this nigga. I ain't gonna say how. But then he turned into the childhood version of myself. Now I'm seeing my sister, our interaction, and her turning into the childhood version of myself, but also still kind of being her. What the let's see. Now it's going back to all the moments where my sister was doing shit that I didn't like when I was a kid, and I just never spoke on it. And then again, like the what's the nigga, Grim Reaper that just disappeared in the robes of it, and then it did that. And then a skull rolled out from the robe, which then turned into a crystal ball, which then turned into what looks like a crystal light being walking. It reminds me of the bubble nigga from SpongeBob and Patrick episode. It just walked through the wall. Oh, okay. And then flew away. Kind of turned into the Silver Surfer. And then now the Silver Surfer is golden. And with wings and a cape, how that works together, okay. And it's kind of acting as like a disco ball in the sky for the sun, the energy of the sun. This is awesome. Then it turned into the dude that I was going against, but then it like the you ever seen The Matrix where the mirror goes basically in Neo's mouth? It started doing that, but it was the guy that was golden acting like a disco ball that was originally the Silver Surfer and this crystal light being walking. And then it's showing me, inner child, being in the Matrix world on the ship. Now every character has my face. And now this has turned into green waves and is like going upwards because, the Matrix world was under the real world kind of thing. And it's just inhabiting the surface of the planet. And now it's changing colors. Okay. It's changing to basically the rainbow's colors, but very prominent colors. Giant broccoli-looking trees just sprouting from the water. And then it turned into a giant flower that's sprouting. And now they're sprouting everywhere in the ocean. And now a turtle has come up from the ocean. All the flowers are on its back. turtle is now on land. The flowers have now died and have turned into energy that are going into the turtle, and now the turtle is changing colors. The turtle just grew wings and is flying and has a crown on its head and is like spinning in the air. And now there's a dolphin with it, also flying. Okay, and that just made me feel something at my heart. Alright, that's enough for now. That was a lot. That was a lot. I'm not gonna hold you, that was a lot. Alright, I need a break. That was a lot. Oh my god. Oh shit. I went way past the threshold and I need a break. So I am probably going to watch a movie or something.